All right, Shalom. This is the brother Ariala from the Great Millstone Camp here in Chicago. Like always, want to start with giving all glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on New York and in the different camps of GMS. All right, and salutation to you other brothers doing this work in sincerity, truth, and with charity, risking your lives and your freedoms to do so now more than ever. All right, till we say Shalom. And I wanted to go into this article, and it's just basically Esau admitting to the animosity and the hatred that he hates you so-called blacks. But, you know, as you can see, all right, from the rhetoric that was spewed by the, at the time, presidential candidate Donald Trump, he groups Latinos in there. All right, he grouped the Caribbean islands. All right, what he named as shithole countries. All right. Because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites. So there is an animosity which is biblical, is written, and we're gonna get the scriptures, okay? But it only proves because see Esau Edom, okay, he's over here, you know, he thinks that racism has been done away with. But there was no sensitivity training. There was no mass course given to the white race after slavery to let them know, you know, basically that the so-called blacks and Latinos were superior to them, which is why they can thrive in a competitive work field. All right, which is why the Esau Edom is becoming obsolete. All right, he's becoming obsolete because one, he's not procreating, and two, there's no need for him in this in these environments. Okay. You have regular Joe Six-Pack Edomites that can't hack it. All right, living with the low wages, living with the living conditions that so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have been living in since the go, man. But this is going to be a focus until these words coming out of their mouth because nothing changed, all right? Again, their shame isn't that they felt these things. The shame is that they were caught or these things were made public, man. All right? Because remember, who runs these corporations that hires these managers, that hires these heads of these companies? Okay, when they interview them, they have to share like values in order for them to know that their company is going to be run. All right, that's somebody that shares the same ideals and mentalities. Okay, and who compromise? Who makes up? All right, who composes the majority of the CEOs and CFOs of these companies, man? If it ain't a token woman or a token minority, which even then, it's a very minute number. But I'm going to go ahead and hit this article. It says, Liam Neeson admits he wanted to kill a black man after a friend was raped. So this is out of London. This is Liam Neeson has said he is ashamed to admit he had violent thoughts about killing a black person after learning that someone close to him had been raped. Now, the vengeance, obviously, to some degree, all right, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? If that was his family, all right? It says, an interview published Monday, Neeson said that after being told the attacker was black, and see, it even tells you, man, see, because first, like, oh, man, you know, she was raped. But now it's saying, but after being told the attacker was black, he went up and down areas with Kosh, stick, or truncheon, hoping a person would come out of a pub and have a go at about something, you know, so I could kill him. All right, and this is him admitting because see, Esau have mercy, see, because he became animated when he was told the race of the man. All right. A so-called Negro says this, it took me a week, maybe a week and a half to get through that, Neeson said. Many social media users expressed shock at this admission, accusing Neeson of racism. The Northern Ireland-born actor recounted story in an interview with The Independent while promoting his new thriller called Pursuit. And Esau's pompous hasn't believed that these are just words, that people are not going to run with these things, man. All right? He thought, and it perfectly, the reason that this came fresh into his mind is preparing for this movie called Pursuit. All right, he channeled the emotions or the thought process that he had when he was gonna hoping to run into a black man to kill, man. This is about a father who seeks violent revenge over his son's death, and that's what that memory. All right, this script, this movie prep reminded him of that situation, which basically helped him prepare for the role, which is why he spoke up upon it, thinking it was just going to be words, man. All right. But now in a 2019 sensitive, because this doesn't bother me, because this is Esau Edom's natural animosity towards you. It ain't surprised, and you shouldn't be surprised either. Okay? The surprise that is Liam Neeson has is because of the backlash. Okay? Because in 2019 you can't say nothing. Okay? It says, he said that the incident happened some time ago. Neeson 66 called his reaction horrible, saying it taught him a lesson about the primal need for revenge. No, and it was a primal animosity towards blacks, man. Because why did the articles feel the need to place that after he was told the attacker was black? Why? Because that primal hatred goes back. All right. This is Genesis 3:12. It says, and the man said, the woman that thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord power said unto the woman, what is that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle. And Esau is cursed. And the revelation of him coming down in his power structure, all right, and him being condemned to be exterminated, all right, after him serving his servitude, which is balance, all right, because we served him a servitude, man. Just look at Central and South America, man. Just look at the Native Americans that not only lost their territory, all right, but got massacred, man. Got massacred, man. The Lord's not unfair to forget that, man. And that's the pompous and the pride of the white race, is that they believe their day ain't coming, when they didn't realize that the same person that gave them dominion can take it away. And he is written so, and it is written that he's going to do so. And we'll get that too. It says, and the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field, and upon thy belly thou shalt go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life, man. He goes by his desires, man. All right. He conquers through his sword. All right. He does what he wants. All right. But there's going to come a time and place where this is all going to be taken away. And that place is getting here soon, man. All right. You're seeing the stages of this. All right. You're seeing the division between their race, between this different Edomite tribes. You see different Russian and involvement in around the world. Okay. That's going to lead to everybody picking sides, man, which will lead to World War III, which is prophecy. And then verse 15, it says, and I will put enmity between the woman and between the seed and her seed. And let's get that word enmity, man. Let's just make sure we got it. Enmity. All right, deep-seated, often mutual hatred. And yes, the hatred is mutual, Esau. We hate you too, man. All right, because you're not upright, man, and because you're merciless, man. Deep-seated, often mutual hatred, a feeling of state of hatred or animosity. All right, and it goes back to this article. What did he say? A primal. What did he say? A primal need for revenge, but it was a primal hatred, all right, to blacks, all right. It says, and I will put a deep hatred in it says mutual, all right, because we hate them too. It says, I will put enmity between the seed, hatred between the seed, and between enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So let's see what it was referring to as far as her seed. All right, this is Jeremiah 6:2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman, and that's the seed of the Israelites, okay, in which Esau hates, man. All right, and it's showed through his actions, man. It's not just me jumping on this one article. This is generations, man. All right, it says, and I will put enmity between the seed and the woman. All right, deep hatred between thee and the woman. It says, and between thy seed and her seed, okay? And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So that hatred was what? Was going to be ongoing. All right, and Esau has shown, he's shown that hatred, man. This is Obadiah 1 in verse 10, it says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." And he did deal violently with us, man. All right. And guess what, man? That shame's gonna come upon him because he's gonna get his due recompense, man. All right. It's only fair that he get what he gave out, man. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, man. All right. And you see, and look, you see, man, Jake getting gunned down, Jake living in these horrible conditions. We're the elites, man. We're the elite whites standing up for everybody. If we're all fair and this earth is ruled in righteousness, if this world's ruled and balanced, then how come these elites aren't getting up off their chairs, man, to make sure that these impoverished countries get a leg up? You have Spain meddling in Venezuelan affairs. Didn't Europe get enough from all the conquest, all the stealing that they did from the Latin American South Central countries, man, which basically are damn near countries. I mean, companies, but here it is. They still have meddling in their affairs, man, which shows that even those countries ain't free. Which shows that a UN rep may just be a meat puppet, man, because they're not on behalf of the people. You see these people. You had the interim president of Venezuela, the guy challenging Maduro, okay, damn near cry for help to U.S., man. Because you have sellouts among our nation, man. This is Amos 1 and 11. This is, "Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity." So he was merciless in his pursuit. "And his anger did not tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever." And he's, to this day, man, to this day, Esau Edom will show you, because what's on a big movement? What sparked the protests in Charleston? Okay. What is Donald Trump and his rhetoric spreading against those that don't bow down and dance for him, don't agree with him? All right, he was actually while campaigning, advocating violence against them. Why? Because he don't like them. All right, and the feeling is mutual. Esau Edom, man. All right, let me get Ezekiel. Go ahead and close it in Ezekiel. It's talked about in Ezekiel exactly what it is. This is Ezekiel 35, verse 5 and verse 6. It says, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time where their iniquity had an end." It says, "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." And that's what's gonna come to him. All right, that's what's gonna come. That desolation. All right, he's gonna have to pay that back. Okay, and he don't have to believe it. It's gonna happen. Just like our salvation is inevitable if we're of that number. All right, at the end of the day, the kingdom is next. That's what we're patiently waiting for. All right, to get upon this place where we're a prey. All right. You know, the scriptures say, "Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robberies." Okay. Now there's a need. All right. Now more than ever, there's this big effort. All right, to censor what's being published. Okay. Now you have this movement towards, well, if we can't verify the sources and the validity of statements, then they shouldn't be published. All right. And look, man, you have other people that ain't in the truth. You have other people that aren't pushing the that Israelite movement, that are pushing the truther movement, that are exposing Esau, which is what? That's Psalm 64 and 8. You have other Edomite truthers exposing Esau Edom for their hypocrisy. Okay, because you have Edomites, or you have these other heathens that have been Hellenized, that have been in the system, all right, that are now, and what are they doing now? Now that they're part of the system, they believe that the system is fair. They're hoping in that they're gonna get their chance. They're gonna hope that they can come up that ladder. All right, when this place is about done, man, financially, morally, this place is finished. You can see it, because you can see that spirit of dread on these people, man. There's no hope. There's no hope. There's not going to be No, another industrial boom. Okay, because you have other countries that are doing mass slavery of their own people, like China, which can be compete with the so-called benefits that people want to work here. All right, all those comforts when this country was booming. All right, and there was money to go around. Okay, in Chicago here in the stockyards, you could go, and when this place was booming, you had four, five, six factories within a 3 block radius where you could have gotten fired at one job, walked in another one and applied and started working that day. And then that ain't the case no more. All right, now you have these just the low end labor jobs, that if they're going through a staffing agency, get no benefits, and it's all what and they thrive in this type of economy. All right, and what it does is lets the riches get richer and the poor get poorer. You know. So with that, Lord willing, brothers, we're edified. Just wanted to show the video because there was even that other article, I believe the same week, for the owner of the Chicago Cubs, Tom Ricketts. Look, Cubs family patriarch Joe Ricketts apologized after racist emails are revealed. Right, he apologized after they're revealed. All right, he didn't feel bad before. They feel bad they get caught. Says, I strongly believe that bigoted ideas are wrong. Right, but for this all the time, because you gotta remember, believe Joe Ricketts, all right, is I believe he was one of the founding he was one of the founders to Ameritrade. So this man not only has money, but has influence. And that's who they think. And like I said earlier in the video, they hire like-minded individuals that think like them. They're not gonna hand management to somebody that has complete different ideal as them. Why do you think they get interviewed? To make sure that this is gonna be one of their candidates, one that's gonna think like them and be like them. And that's why those CEOs, and that's why those managers, all right, those regional managers are comprised of what? Of so-called Edomites with a token minority. All right. So with that, Lord willing, brothers, we're edified. Like always, all glory and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone out in New York. Salutation to all you brothers doing this work in sincerity and truth and with charity, risking your lives and your freedoms to do so as this affliction or this demonization increases, man. So with that, we'll say shalom and a baba ball.